How to build a life that attracts women automatically. Most men try to attract women directly. They focus on what to say, how to text, how to act in conversations. They try to improve their approach, their lines, their confidence in the moment. But here's the truth most people never fully understand. Attraction is not built in moments. It's built in lifestyle. It's not something you turn on during conversation. It's something people feel the moment they experience you. Your energy, your habits, your priorities, all of it communicates something before you even say a word. That's why some men don't try hard, but still attract attention, and others try everything, but struggle to get results. Because one is building attraction from the outside in, and the other is building it from the inside out. So the real question is not, how do I attract women? The real question is, how do I build a life that naturally creates attraction without trying? 1. Attraction starts with your foundation. Everything begins with your foundation, your daily life, your routine, your direction, because people are not just attracted to what you say. They're attracted to what you represent. Here's a real-life example. Imagine two different men. The first one spends most of his time idle, scrolling, waiting, reacting to whatever happens. The second one has structure. He wakes up with purpose. He has things to do, places to go, goals to work toward. Now both of them meet the same woman. Who do you think feels more attractive? Not because of what he says, but because of how he lives. Because a structured life creates presence, and presence creates attraction. 2. Purpose creates natural confidence. Confidence is often misunderstood. People think it comes from practicing lines or getting validation, but real confidence comes from direction, from knowing what you're doing with your life. Here's a scenario. You wake up every day with nothing planned, no clear focus, no real direction. Now compare that to this. You wake up knowing exactly what you need to do. You have responsibilities. You have goals. You have something you're building. That difference changes how you feel. And how you feel changes how you show up. You speak differently. You move differently. You think differently. Because now, your life has meaning beyond any single interaction. And that removes neediness. 3. Stop making women the center. One of the biggest mistakes is making women the focus of your life. You adjust your time around them. You prioritize conversations over your own growth. You invest energy before you've built anything stable for yourself. Here's a real-life example. You're working on something important. She texts you. You stop everything to reply. Now your focus is broken. Your attention shifts. And over time, this becomes a pattern. Instead of her fitting into your life starts fitting around her. And that reduces attraction. Because attraction grows when someone sees that you have your own world, not when they become your world. 4. Build routine and discipline. Routine is not just about productivity. It's about stability. When your life is structured, your behavior becomes consistent. You're not reacting to everything. You're moving with intention. Here's a scenario. You have a set routine. You know when you work, when you train, when you relax, when you socialize. Now, when you interact with someone, you're not adjusting your entire schedule. You're fitting them into your structure. And that creates balance, because your life is not easily disrupted. 5. Social proof and environment. The environment you build matters. Who you spend time with, where you go, what you're involved in. Here's a real-life example. You're always alone. You don't go out much. You don't engage socially. Now compare that to someone who is active. They have friends. They attend events. They are part of different environments. That visibility changes perception because people are drawn to those who are already engaged in life. 6. Limit digital overdependence expanded. One of the biggest hidden problems today is overdependence on digital interaction. Too much texting, too much scrolling, too much waiting for replies. Here's a scenario. You wake up. First thing you do is check your phone. You go through messages. You check social media. Your attention is immediately external. Now imagine this instead. You wake up. You focus on your day first, your priorities, your routine, your growth. Now your attention is internal. That difference matters because when your attention is constantly external, you become reactive. But when it's internal, you become grounded. And grounded people attract attention naturally. 7. Build value through action. Attraction is not built through words alone. It's built through what you do consistently. Your work, your habits, your discipline. Here's a real-life example. You say you're focused, but your actions don't reflect it. Now compare that to someone who shows it daily. They work, they improve, they build. That consistency creates value, and value is felt, not announced. 8. Become hard to replace. When your life is full, you become less available, not intentionally, but naturally. Here's a scenario. You have multiple priorities. Your time is limited. You're engaged in real things. Now, when you give attention, it feels meaningful because it's not constant. And that creates a different kind of attraction because people value what is not always available. At the end of the day, building a life that naturally attracts women is not about learning tricks, lines, or strategies. It's not about trying to say the perfect thing at the perfect time. And it's not about constantly thinking about how to impress someone. Because the truth is, the more you focus on attracting, the more you move away from what actually creates attraction. Real attraction is a byproduct. It's something that happens when your life is aligned, when your priorities are clear, when your time is structured, when your focus is not constantly shifting based on who is giving you attention. Think about it like this. If your life feels empty, you will naturally look for something to fill that space. You will seek attention. You will seek validation. You will seek connection to feel complete. And when you operate from that place, it shows. It shows in how you communicate. It shows in how you respond. It shows in how much you depend on outcomes. But when your life is full, everything changes. You wake up with purpose. You move through your day with direction. You have things that matter to you beyond any single person. And because of that, you don't need constant attention. You don't need to force interaction. You don't need to chase connection. You simply allow it. And that difference is powerful because people can feel when someone is trying to get something from them. And they can also feel when someone is simply living their life. One creates pressure. The other creates attraction. So the real goal is not to become better at attracting women directly. The real goal is to become the kind of man whose lifestyle, mindset, and behavior naturally draw people in. Someone who is grounded. Someone who is focused. Someone who is not easily shaken or distracted. Because when you become that person, you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to convince anyone. Your presence does the work for you. And the best part about this is, it doesn't just improve your dating life. It improves everything. Your confidence becomes real, not forced. Your discipline becomes part of your identity. Your time becomes more valuable. And your standards rise without you even trying. You start choosing better. You start thinking clearer. You start moving with intention. And as a result, the people you attract begin to change as well. Because you're no longer operating from lack. You're operating from stability, from direction, from self-control. So instead of asking yourself, how do I attract her? Start asking yourself, what kind of life am I building right now? Because that question leads you to something deeper. It shifts your focus from short-term results to long-term growth, from chasing moments to building a foundation. And once your foundation is strong, everything else becomes easier. Conversations feel natural. Interactions feel effortless. Attraction feels automatic. Not because you forced it, but because you became someone who naturally creates it. So focus on your life. Build something real. Stay consistent. Stay disciplined. Stay grounded. and let attraction be the result, not the goal. Because when you live that way, you don't just attract attention. You attract respect. You attract quality. And most importantly, you become someone you don't need to pretend to be. And that is where everything truly changes.